Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Eclecticka. I'm Seven. We have Drew and we have Charles. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Good. Going back and forth about our shows, the ones that have ended this season, and the pros and cons of that.
It was a very interesting season with Arrow. Had a lot of ups and downs. A lot of
It was a problematic
useless
season. It's just
episodes. Say it again?
I wouldn't say it was interesting, but it was more problematic, I feel, this season for Arrow. We were going on about that a little bit before we went live, but definitely my least favorite out of the DC brood over on CW.
They don't know what to do
And
with
problems.
Felicity. I feel that they just really don't know what to do with her. And then they didn't know how to fix the fact that they needed someone else to be the brain to come up with inventions. So they came up with a cool way to say, that, okay, her boyfriend leaves, and he leaves her the company and it leaves her tons of money because they weren't able to figure out, well, if Arrow no longer has access to money, where's he getting it from? Now he's getting it from Felicity,
For sure.
right?
Okay.
And then he needed a hideout, so they gave him this whole political spin, and in the basement of his office. His campaign office, he has the lair.
Yeah, the Arrow Cave, yeah.
But those are the only things I think they were able to actually figure out to kind of make sense.
All right, yeah. It goes like this, Seven. They knew what Felicity was from season one. It worked fine while she was there. But because it's CW, no one can ever just be a functioning member of the team.
Okay.
Someone has to be dating someone. Because when you have two cute people in a room, you can't help but have them just kind of be, I like you too. And then put them in a stupid, contrived, inane relationship. They did that with Felicity. Mm-hmm. And then she was allocated to being the girlfriend. And then they didn't know what to do with her. So it's like, man, let's have her run this company. Not really run a company. They just said that on paper she was like, the CEO or whatever.
Right.
Then when that was kind of like wearing thin, it's let's cripple her because that's exciting. And then they just kind of brought in this other character, Dennis, who was Mr. Terrific. Could have been a great replacement, I feel. If you're going to have Felicity be the runner of that company, let her do that. Let her focus on that and then have Dennis take over the Arrow Cave function. Mm-hmm. But no, we're just going to keep him around as a little slapsticky, the gay joke guy who can can cure paralysis because after Felicity gets crippled, he creates the nanotech thing that basically heals her and makes her able to walk again, to which he's then promptly, after doing this, relegated back to just the one-line joke guy where Felicity's constantly just treating him like crap, telling him to shut up, and he's still making weird, awkward comments. It was a problematic season. They had too many characters. Mm-hmm. They didn't know what they wanted to do with those characters, and it kind of stumbled in certain parts. I was really not happy with it.
I just don't understand how. I definitely have to catch up with the season, but it seems like when you view these things and you have all these characters, it's like the writers, like you said, they don't know what to do with this stuff. Me personally, I think when you have a plethora of characters, that just makes it easier to write, man. You understand what I'm trying to say? I don't understand why it seems like the writing is always like shortcoming in these series. I don't get it.
And the Flash never had that issue.
The
Flash didn't have that issue, but this last season, I feel they started to get into that same vibe of, well, okay, who's the Flash gonna have a relationship with again?
Once again, because it can't just be the Flash; it has to Flash and girlfriend. So
see, that's an issue.
I think it's
I'm sorry, I'm going to vent real quick. That's an issue that I have with a lot of TV shows and a lot of these movies, especially dealing with like the superhero genre. They always want to try to make a darn love story out of something, man. It's like every Spider-Man, from Spider-Man to Iron Man, all these movies. It's like you got to try to make a damn excuse my language. You got to try to make a love story out of it. Let it be organic. If it happens, so be it. If it doesn't happen, don't try to force it in. You know what I mean? It follows the same cliche in every effing movie, man. Just let the characters be themselves. Quit trying to force stuff.
Yeah, my biggest gripe with Spider-Man was that he was constantly, I need to be alone, but I need Mary Jane. And he was just constantly going back and forth. Batman does the same thing. Batman is always going on and on about how he's solitary. First off, you're not solitary because you have how many apprentices? But he's constantly saying, I can't be in a functioning relationship with anyone. And yet he has girlfriends A through Z in his, in his contact list. I'm like, bro, make up your mind, please. But segueing from that to the realm of video games and superhero stuff, E3 is going on as we speak. As we always say, these cons are a place for announcements, and among those announcements is Telltale Games plan to release a new Batman video game, which I'm excited about. I love the Arkham series. Yep. Even Origins, those of you that are clowning Origins, I'm sorry, that was a great game, regardless of what you say. It falls right into that whole group. This new game from Telltale Games, who specialize in really detailed, plot-driven video games, them with Batman in their stable, I feel like that's just the recipe for a really good thing. We haven't seen much footage. There are the few photos that we're showing you guys right now. They're keeping kind of mum about it. But if it involves Batman and his rogues gallery with Telltale Games, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm skeptical. No, I'm hyped. Give it to me now.
If it's anything like the last two, those games are those games, man, like I said, those were the Batman games that should have been, they should always have been. Those games were off the hook, man. They were fun. They were challenging, too. Yeah, they were good games. So, yeah, I'm excited to see that played.
Yeah, I'm prepared. Give me that one. I'm ready. I'm already throwing my money at the screen. So, among, other announcements that came to, I guess, kind of piggybacking off of the superhero video game conversation, we got the first trailer for Injustice. That's the sequel to the big game that everybody was freaking out about. It's like the Mortal Kombat with DC characters game. It was okay, the first one to me. Charles, you and I agree on this. We've never really been like a fan of the combat fighting style.
Yeah, I had the first one. Characters, graphics, and everything look great, but it's a very clunky game. It never really moved. It didn't move smooth at all. You know what I mean? That's one thing I didn't like about it. It was very, very mechanical. They need to work on the physics of the game. But Justice 2 trailer I love the trailer.
The trailer was great. I really dug the trailer. It's like, I like how you just see, it starts off with the Flash and Superman fighting each other, which is like, that's basically how a fight between the Man of Steel and the Scarlet Speedster would look. And then you see Flash get knocked out the frame, only for Batman to come in and give Supes that work. And then in turn, all you see is... I love Aquaman's intro because it's such a shout-out. You just see Batman turn, and then he gets hit with the trident, and I'm like, yo, did he just take out one-hitter quitter? And then Supergirl kicks in. It was great. It was just this big dog pile of these beloved superheroes just going at it, bro. It was good. I love Aquaman's intro, though, because it was just like, oh, yeah, Batman.
Out of nowhere. So DC need to take a bite out of this guy's book, man. It's like they can do that with the animation and the game, but the movies are just lacking. They need to take those writers that do that stuff, and send them and do something.
Do you remember that trailer for DC Online that came out years back?
I do.
Like that was whoever directed that.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember the guy's name, but they so messed up in not putting him in their reins to put together some of these films. If not cinematically, then have him do the freaking CG work or direction or something like that, dude. Yeah. They missed a goal. I think that guy actually works with Marvel now.
Look at that.
Same director guy. Yeah, don't quote me on that one. I'm pretty sure he's working over at Marvel Studios now. And it's like, guys, come on, get it together.
The big talk at E3 as well was, man,
So that should be a good game. The big one, which I know it's going to be a divisive issue among us. It was, man. So we got the first bit of footage, I want to say, for Mass Effect Andromeda. That's the sequel to arguably the best sci-fi video game ever made.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites. I love that game to death. The characters, the graphics, the gameplay, everything was just solid in my opinion. It's the follow-up to that. This could make issues because, as you were saying before the show, Charles, you don't want them to wear out their welcome when it comes to that franchise. We don't want it to be just a random cash grab that's kind of piggybacking off of the Mass Effect brand.
Exactly.
But the footage that I say, to be fair and not come into it completely negative, it looks really good. The footage looks really good. I just hope, more than anything, being a story-oriented guy, that they don't lose the spirit of what made the other Mass Effect games so great, with Commander Shepard, with with like all the other characters that you came to know and love, with Rex, with all these other characters. I hope that they introduce just a new set that have the same amount of detail and effort put into their writing. But we'll see. We'll see. For first time out, it looks really great, which I think that's what they're trying to hype more than anything else at E3, is just how good the game looks, and that they're giving you the idea that this is going to be like the fresh start for that franchise. So
we'll see. Like I said, all the other games have been on point, man. And if they follow that same footprint, they can't go. So they don't try to go too far out the lines. I'll tell you what, I get on this thing every week. Another big thing at E3, there was no Call of Duty, man.
Come on, let that dinosaur die, dude.
It's done already. How can
I didn't want. I wasn't trying to be a jerk, so I was just like, all this stuff and no Call of Duty talk.
Call of Duty has been a staple at E3 for how long? And the game came out, they did the whole little preview thing. People got ticked off. Now they're afraid to show the game. Pre-order sales are down. They're in trouble, man. They're in trouble. They should have known better. They should have known if they would listen to the gamers. Oh, this is what I want to say, too. I'm going to bring this up. And if you're listening out there, I know you're going to put it on your next YouTube channel, so make sure you got a notebook and a pencil to write this stuff down. This is my thing. I'm serious. I know these guys are taking stuff, man. At least give Eclecticka some credit. But my thing with gaming is, right, and this goes with the same as professional sports. You have more recreational people that play basketball or football than pro players, right? But these companies make these games and they start listening to the pro players. They build the game around the pro players. You understand? For what? I'm not a pro player. You have more recreational gamers than pro players. Build the games, correct the games, all the bugs and all that stuff for the recreational gamer. Forget the pros. They don't buy the games. They get all the stuff for free. So why are you
sponsored to hold the game? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So why are you going to build a game around them? It makes absolutely no sense. Like I said, if they would listen to the regular gamer, the one that goes out and pays the $70 or $65 for the game and all that other, all the DLCs and the season passes, listen to what they have to say. Listen to what they have to say. Quit making your games around the pro players. It's ridiculous.
Well, I can see a want for them to try to make it authentic, to give you this most realistic experience while you're playing as possible. But the thing about that is, though,
that taken away. That's what they don't like, is the realness. They want a game where, think about Call of Duty. You shoot someone in the back with a half a clip of bullets, and they're able to turn around and shoot you. You understand? Technically, that shouldn't work. You understand? It should not. Yeah, it shouldn't happen. But it's like you get these guys complaining, oh, man, it's too easy to get killed. Man, you just got shot in the back with an M16 with 8 bullets. You should be dead. You know what I mean? So it's like, it makes no sense because they're building these games around what the pro players say. Forget that, man. Build it around the recreational gamer, the guys that run out there and spend the money on the games.
You
heard that first. Charles's rant. Rah!
Whoever's listening, at least give us a shout out. Just say, hey, the guys over at Eclecticka were talking about this week. Let's add to that conversation. At least, nothing else. Be cool about it.
I'm done.
Don't be that guy.
I need a drink now. Good Lord. Okay.
You know what? Hit us up. Hit us up on our YouTube or our Facebook, and we'll shout you back that you shot us out.
Yeah, we always do. We don't give anyone unjust due. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
Respond.
Rah! Take that.
Oh, man. It's all about finding that middle way. We got to find the middle way when it comes to giving people that full-body gamer experience and having that bit of realism. And sometimes, I don't know, realistic can be good, and other times I feel like you just said, brilliantly articulated, Charles, that it becomes just a bit much. It's just, don't go overboard. It's that simple.
Yo, Drew,
balance.
Yeah.
Please tell me this will be a really good movie.
I can barely see what you're holding at me, but Oh, Voltron. And Voltron doesn't need to be a movie. So,
Oh,
quick
come
bit of
on,
news.
man. I want a
The new-
movie.
it doesn't. Not everything needs to be a movie. And I'll explain why right now. So, the new series, Voltron, came out on Netflix this week. I caught it. Most of the episodes, I want to say Saturday. I'll finish it up sometime this week. It's good. It's one of those rare instances I feel where the newer version actually tops the original. Because the original, like we were saying before the show, guys, we love all these 80s shows, Thundercats, Voltron, Eagle Riders, aka Gotcha Man. They're fun, but a lot of the love that, G-Force,
G-Forces.
Yeah,
but it's like we loved it on the grounds that most of us love it because of just how corny it was. Thundercats was great, but it was super corny with the orange cat panther themed, and they had remember how Lionel had that weird swimsuit thing, the onesie, where I'm like, bro, come on, He-Man. There's so many so much innuendo and so many low key jokes that were made in that series that there are actually whole parodies that people make online. So we know how corny they are. I think that with these newer iterations, they're making it accessible to the newer generation, and they work in just enough to where the old school fans, the originals, could come in and still be happy. I feel like Voltron, this new version, did just that. It adapted it for a new generation. The animation is great. The CG is good. The voice acting is probably my favorite part of the show, just because there's genuine heart behind their performances. They have a great cast. One of the characters, actually, the guy that does the voice of Keith, he's the Red Lion in the show. It's Steve Yuan, who we all know from The Walking Dead as Glenn. And when I realized that was him, I'm like, oh, crap, so they're actually getting legit folks that you like,
So Voltron sound like you read straight off of paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Because it happens, man. Especially some of these dubbed animes. I'm in between. I'll watch an anime once dubbed and another time subbed just to see which one I like more. Right. Sometimes some of these dubs will be like, this dude's reading off the prompter. I'm not feeling it. I'm not a dub hater at all, but sometimes that does happen.
It has to come across. That's just.
So yeah, Voltron, man, check it out, guys, on Netflix. Defender of Universe. Galaxy's Defender, whatever it's called, the subtitles for that show. It's great. I'll finish it this week. And
And I'm glad it's Voltron with the lions and not the cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. If you're gonna have a live action version of Voltron, I think that they try to put some stupid spin on it where it's some high octane Fast and the Furious in space thing, and you'd lose the heart of what made Voltron great. Because in the medium that it's in with the series, it can still be kooky and funny and weird, right? Without it trying to pander to the lowest common denominator of audiences that you see that go to these action films. God, what's one that's we know is just blatantly crap? Oh yeah, Transformers.
Dun, dun,
which is
dun.
just Michael Bay just took that one and let's pimp it out and just whore it out to the lowest common denominator by putting fancy cars and Megan Fox in your face and have Shia LaBeouf just be socially awkward for 90 minutes. So that's the risk, wanting a Voltron movie.
Oh,
you can get that.
Yeah. I mean, it's my thing with movies, and I'm going to kind of agree with you on this one, Seven. This was just from, I think Deadpool kind of kicked it off. I can't even say Deadpool. I would even say Blade. It's when I know the whole origin of Spider-Man, so when I see a Spider-Man movie and things just don't gel, I get ticked off. You know what I mean? Or even Iron Man, when certain things don't go. I'm enjoying Preacher because I know the character of Preacher, but I never read the books. You understand? So I'm enjoying this. Deadpool, I read Deadpool, but it was messed Deadpool up first, then they came back and did it with a vengeance. That's the way Deadpool should have been done. So it was when I saw it, I had no expectations for it. You understand what I mean? Not Galaxy Rangers. What's that? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
They yanked that out of left field, but I had no expectations when I went there to see it, and I enjoyed the movie. So I think it'd be good if they take a risk on some of these other things, just as long as it's done right. Just as long as it's done right. And I think they can actually make some good money off these things, but it has to be done right. It can't come in and just throw your own whole interpretation on it. You understand what I mean? That's when those guys start to really mess things up. You know, that even goes like you said with Transformers. That movie, the script was all over the place with that thing. All over the place.
Yeah, it's just they didn't know what they wanted to do with it. I mean, they did know what they wanted to do with it, but what they did with it, I don't think had the heart of what made Transformers a fun franchise was in it at all.
Nope, not at all.
Even starting from the first one, where they had that blatant car plug for Bumblebee when they're in the freeway. I'm like, they don't care about Transformers, dude.
Yeah.
This is just them. This is a 90-minute commercial that they just put together.
Bumblebee should have been a yellow Volkswagen.
It should have been it should have been a crappy little yellow Volkswagen that turned into this like awesome robot. But no, we can't. We have to advertise this car because that's Volkswagens. They're not sexy. So, ugh.
I like Volkswagens. Anyway.
How about some movie news?
Oh yeah, speaking of sexy, production for the third and presumably final Wolverine movie is underway. This is going to be Hugh Jackman's last romp as everyone's adamantium wielding berserker. An interesting bit of not footage, but a photo came out while they were on set. One, of course, Seven, if you could bring that up for us. It's footage of a old, even more grizzled, if you can possibly believe that, even more grizzled Logan walking with an old and somehow seemingly pained Charles Xavier. The other picture that you see, though, is Logan walking with a little girl. Now, this I feel is pretty much a big giveaway when it comes to what we can expect in the movie, because I'm willing to bet you dollars to donuts, yen to pesos, that little girl we're going to find out is Laura Kinney, who, for anyone that knows X-Men, who's worth his or her salt, knows that Laura Kinney is the clone/biological daughter of Logan, Wolverine. She eventually takes over for Logan after he dies and becomes the next iteration of Wolverine. That could be a pretty dope plot line, I think, for a film. However, the counterpoint that I'm going to make to that is that if they're going to go that route with Laura Kinney meeting up with Logan, they shouldn't have referred to it as being Old Man Logan, because that has nothing to do with the comic. The studio, Fox, they don't have access to over 60% of the characters that they would need to even try to adapt that comic into a film. So don't call it Old Man Logan. They're calling it Wolverine 3, but if they give the subtitle Old Man Logan, I'm going to be pissed, because it's not the plot arc that you're going with at all, especially considering that you've added X-23 to the mix as well. So, what do you guys think?
Hopefully they pull it together. I wasn't a big fan of the last couple Wolverine movies, man. I just didn't really feel those.
You didn't like the Wolverine?
Nah.
I thought that one was good. I like that one. It gave him a soul.
Nah, man. Not me. I want to say I was disappointed as heck, man. I wanted my money back out of that one.
Origins, I can agree with you on Origins, because Origin was just quality garbage, pure trash.
Yeah.
But I like the Wolverine though. I like the Wolverine. I thought that was a cool one, especially that bullet train fight scene. Come on.
Nah, I didn't, dude. That whole thing with Silver Samurai and all that stuff, I was just like, I was a little bit bitter on that one.
I don't know. I dug that one. I had to think about it for a minute after I saw it. I'm like, parts of it I want to be angry at, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, plot-wise, as far as the film goes, that was actually pretty good.
Thing, man.
That's pretty good. So, I don't know, man. Anything else?
Is this going to be his last Wolverine?
That's what they're saying. He's up there now, dude. How old is Hugh Jackman? 50-something?
He has to be pushing close to 50. I mean, he's been... First X-Men came out, what, 2000?
2000. That's like 16 years ago, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Time went fast.
Yeah.
It really did, man. Like when the original X-Men movie came out, it was 2000, so that's over 16 years ago now. And he's up there, dude. He's been at this for a long time. He's made an entire career out of playing this character. How he's been able to stay in such peak physical condition is just a mystery that I guess we'll never know.
Well, what else did he have to do besides work out and eat right? I mean...
it's funny. I wouldn't just sit up there and just brush him off as just being good looking and buff, but he's grown into the character of Wolverine over the years. Mm-hmm. If you noticed. Because physically, he's not Wolverine at all. Wolverine is 5'2", 300-something pounds. He's stocky. He's not good looking, and apparently, if you read the comics, he smells funny. But
barrel-chested, hairy.
Hairy as all hell, yeah. And it's like Hugh Jackman is the polar opposite of that. This tall, super good-looking dude, 6 feet something tall. But the thing about it is the attitude is there, the personality is there, and we've seen him evolve and kind of just become this character. So it's going to be a little sad to see him go, if he does in fact go as Wolverine as a character, because things change. But it's been a good run. I think he's had a hell of a run as Wolverine. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him after this film and who takes over for him afterwards.
Well, since we're going to go soon, our new favorite show, it seems that we all dig The Preacher. So,
Great. Can't
which
wait.
is very interesting how many times we come up with a show that we all like a lot.
That doesn't happen often.
No.
If you really stop and think about it. We're usually pretty divided.
Yeah.
I'm watching the show and I can feel the hairs on my neck and stuff standing up, man. It's like, fring, you know what I mean? That's a good show.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
I don't know what's going to happen next. And I really like that aspect of the show.
Not yet. I'm preparing myself to be happy with some plot arcs or character arcs and disappointed with others. Like, for example, the single mom who like hangs out with Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
She used to be on Constantine, the cute dark-haired chick. She's like plays the organ in the church.
Oh.
I don't know what they want her to be. She's not like a centering character for Jesse. I guess they want her to be. They want her to be that kind of like grounded character that kind of keeps Jesse human. But I'm not getting it from her. I'm just not. She's okay. But when she's there, I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I don't know. I love Tula.
Killer material right now. Yeah, Tula. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just from that first episode, she's the temptress, dude. She's like, you're always gonna be you, Jesse Custer. I'm waiting for that old dude that used to break bones and be on all kinds of ratchet. I want that guy to come back, and he is. And when he does, I'll be here. I'm like, wow. And Cassidy's awesome.
Yeah, he's brutal, man. Yeah, he's brutal.
Oh, so there's a lot of things that are working good. So you guys saw in the second episode how it started. It was like in 1880 or something like that.
1881?
1881. So you haven't read the comics, right, Charles?
No.
Okay. There was a point to that. The character that you saw, right, he's major in the Preacher lore. That wasn't without relevance.
Okay, I figured it was. I figured it was. I know it had.
Oh yeah, they didn't just throw that in just because, hey, 1881 for no particular reason. No, he's gonna come back, and when he shows up, Saint of Killers, oh my God, stuff's gonna get live. The two dudes that you saw, because I don't want to spoil it for you, the two characters that you saw, the English guys with the top hats, to get into the fight with Cassidy in the church.
In the church, yeah.
It's gonna get live with them. They're the ones that spark the return of Saint of Killers, and when he shows up, dude, Anvil is gonna have a hard time after he shows up. It only gets crazier from there. So let's go. I'm hyped. I'm watching tonight. There's also not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is also hype.
All right.
It's gonna be a nice time. My Sundays are fun again. I like this. For a long time, I was kind of like, I'm just gonna get ready to go to work. I don't watch Walking Dead anymore. It was just kind of I'm happy about Sunday nights now. It's good.
Yo, that's
it's a good feeling.
Yeah. That's all we need. Good shows, good scripts. Make people happy.
And we will bring you guys our commentary / reviews on our next show every Sunday, same time, same place.
Yeah.
All righty. So you heard it first. All right, people. You're watching Eclecticka, and we'll see you next week.
That's it.
Cool. Thank you, Drew.
As always, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Charles.
Always a pleasure, my friends. Always a pleasure.
And hope we can get in some of these cons and meet some of you people. Definitely leave comments on these videos. And like I said, if you're biting, at least give us some credit.
Give us some credit, man.
Give us a shout out. Just reference us by name. That's all you got to do. That's all we want.
Yeah.
Help us out. We'll help you out.